Welcome to EDU World Space.
So we're asked to use the invariance property that we had in the previous problem to show how we can calculate a area product given area moments. And so we know that, so for any axes, we know this thing has to be constant. So we know that for a given xy axis and then a given x prime y prime axis, that has to be constant. They have to be equal. So if we take this new axis to be our principal axis, then and then assume, well, one of these is the max and one of them is the min, whichever is the case, we get I max times I min, and then because it's principal, IXY is 0. So now we can simply solve for IXY here, and it is plus or minus the square root of IX times IY minus I max times I min. So if we know these two things, actually if we know these two and in either one of these, we can get this, because we also have the second invariant, and that's the trace of the moment matrix, and the trace is basically related to the center. And so that's what we use in the second part of the problem. So we're asked to look at this angle, and from the book we got these two things. Okay? And so here is our second invariant, which is the center, which we can calculate, and from these two. And then we also know that it must be the same because of no matter what axes we're looking at. And so again, the principal axes say that the average of the max and the min has to be C. So we can use this second invariant to find I max if we have I min and we have these two things which we're given, because we were given this. Oh no, we were given this, right? So we're given this, and then we can find this. So they gave us this, and now we can use this invariant to find I min, and that's 0.223 inches to the fourth. And so now we have Ix, Iy, I max, and I min, and we can plug into here, and we get that Ixy is either plus or minus 0.381 inches to the fourth. And well, depending on how this thing is oriented, it could be plus or could be minus. In the book, it's oriented like this. So here's our axis, and it's oriented like this. And well, we can see that it would be the minus one because most of the area is in the second, and the fourth quadrants here. Now, in this case, if it were oriented like this, with our respect to our axes, x, y, then it would be the positive value. So I'm going to say it's the negative value because this is how it was put. How for the book, if we were to add to the table in the book for an IXY an area product, we would add this minus 0.381 inches to the fourth.